Okay. Okay, here we go. Boom. And we are live.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible guest with us today, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than our great brother Moses Muhammad out of Oakland, California. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
This means a lot to myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast. First of all, Ramadan Mubarak, sir.
Ramadan Supreme, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, great. The first question that we ask all of the guests and we would like to know from you, sir, is when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
I've heard of him before back in the early 70s, but I didn't know who the ministers was. And I was always inspired by this brother who I didn't know, you know what I mean? So one day I was going to college and a brother invited me out to a study group. Brother Rob and Brother Sultan were having at Brother Rob's apartment. I went there and I didn't know who the minister was. I never met him before, never knew much about him. And I was really impressed with Brother Rob, his energy, his fatherly strength, his advice. So I decided to come to the study group. And then from there, I met the minister for the first time. You know, he came to town because back then he was traveling, always traveling. There wasn't no Mosque Mariam, wasn't no final call building. All we knew was the minister, you know what I mean? So I first met him, he scared me, you know what I mean? I thought the brother could read my mind. I was like, oh, who is this man? You know what I mean? His eyes were like dark and he would look at you and he was like he was studying the inside of your mind. But I was inspired by him, you know what I mean? I was inspired because first time I was around some brothers, some real strong, powerful Black men, you know what I mean? And I was bonded through there. That's how I became a Muslim.
All praises due to Allah. Yes, sir. And Brother Moses, people are showing you love all across the country. Our brother and friend, Brother Roosevelt out of New Orleans. My sister Miriam says, Ramadan Mubarak, assalamu alaikum. And thank you all for continuing to watch. And please, I can't wait to put this on YouTube. Let us know what city you're from and where you're watching from. Okay, Brother Moses, how did your family and friends feel about you accepting the teachings?
You know, it was strange. My mother, they were kind of concerned. They thought I was in some kind of cult and that I was going to get brainwashed to hate white people. But it's funny because, you know, I didn't care. I didn't care what they thought. I didn't care what my mother thought, my family thought. I just wanted to be a Muslim, you know what I mean? I thought this is what I was made to do. This is my destiny. This is what direction my life was toward Islam. And so, you know, some of my families accepted it, some didn't. But it didn't really bother me how they felt because I was so in love with Islam, nothing else mattered. It was almost like a new awakening, you know, in my mind. Like I was waiting for this over my whole life, and now I got what I wanted. You know, I didn't have no direction other than Islam. So when I got into it, it was like 100% focused because this is all I knew. It's all I was waiting for my whole life.
Beautiful, yes, sir.
I thank Allah for the minister because I don't think I'd probably be alive right now with Mr. Uncle Louis Farrakhan. You know what I mean? I was didn't really know where I was going in my life. I had no direction, no purpose, just kind of drifting through life. I didn't want to, after college, I wasn't really serious about that. You know, I just got a little dime store job just to keep ends meet. But once I heard the minister, it was on then, brother. It's what I wanted. It's what I believe.
So, yes, sir. And Sister Rachel Neil Muhammad says, Ramadan Mubarak, and what a blessing. Okay, great. Now, Brother Moses, once you came in and you accepted the teachings, you're in the ranks, who trained you? What was the climate like in Oakland, California when you came in?
Oh, it was beautiful, brother. It was beautiful. We had Brother Sultan, and that was one of the ministers. I heard the minister tell Brother Sultan that Brother Sultan was the most dedicated, dedicated captain he had. And Brother Sultan would train you, brother. He would teach you things about life and about people and how to be a soldier and how to sort of follow a call. You know what I mean? We would get up in the morning and we would go out all day and push program till 11 o'clock at night. every day. We would constantly be out in the field. You know what I mean? So all we knew was we was a field soldier. We would be out there in the community working, you know, selling papers, getting guests, you know, setting up security, meeting people, traveling. You know, it was like a 24-hour job. You know, I had a part-time job on the side, but that was just to take care of my family. But the real job was trying to go after the dead. So, you know, it was like a family, brother. We had a close-knit family. I knew them, they knew me, I knew their wives, I knew their children, they knew my children. You know, if I had a problem, they would come and make sure the problem would get resolved. They had problems, I would go see about them. So they were like my family. They were closer to me than my real family. You know, all we knew was each other. We didn't know nobody else but the Muslims. That's all we hung out with. We spent time with. Even my own family, I kind of like neglected them because now I got a real family. You know what I mean? We all thought alike. We all went places together. Anytime we had a problem, anytime we went somewhere, it was Muslims, nobody else.
All praises to Allah.
But I'll tell you, man, I truly was blessed to be in Oakland at that time of Brother Rob and Brother Sultan. They made me who I am today.
Yes, sir. Well, Brother Moses, what advice would you give to the generations coming after you about, you know, staying 10 toes down in the faith, under fire, being persistent for all these years? What advice would you give about faith and how important keeping their faith is?
Oh, it's important, brother. It's very important. You got to pray. You got to fast. You got to go after your people, brother. I mean, you know, your energy comes, your spirit comes through the people. You have to go after the dead. You know what I mean? You can't get complacent. You can't get lazy. You know what I mean? Just stay in your little safety zone. You have to go to work. The way to build brotherhood and sisterhood is work. You know, that's what Brother Rob taught. You know, we couldn't be lazy. We couldn't be complacent. We couldn't get lackadaisical. We had to constantly work, pushing the program. That was a daily occurrence, and that kept you strong. You know what I mean? You felt strange when you wasn't working, man. You didn't know nothing else but work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fun times, but it was mainly working. You know what I mean? Building, securing. It's like a 24-hour day job, and you loved it because it was something you were made to do. You were made for this. It's easy, but you wasn't made for it. It's hard, man. You know, because we didn't have the Mosque, Mariam. We didn't have the final call building. We didn't have the minister was just on the road teaching. That's all he did. So we rode on the word alone. That was the minister's word inspired us. Until we heard the minister, we ready to go to work. That's all we knew was work. You know, so I think the brothers need to come together, settle their differences, and focus on the mission to deliver the 17 million to the Lamb of God. That's our #1 program. Everything else is secondary. What issue you have with me or somebody else doesn't matter. We have to go after the dead.
That's right. Yes, sir. You teach it, Reverend Moses. Okay. In Oakland or throughout your travels in life, have you ever been faced with fear? And
yes,
how did you overcome the fear?
One time by the police, we were out there fighting the Negroes in the street, and the white man threatened to come up in the mosque. And Brother Rob, I never forget that, told him, "You're not coming up here, brother. You can't come up here with weapons." He said, "We come." He said, "No, you're not." So we had to stand strong, you know what I mean? Because we didn't know what the devil was gonna do next. You know what I mean? He might come up there. We had to fight to the death. So, but Allah took the fear out of us and put it in the white man. He was shaking. He was scared to death. He didn't know how to deal with us. So it got resolved. But you have to go through that. Go through the fire to see what you made out of, man. It's easy to talk that, but when that white man hit the door, some brothers took off running. They got scared. It ain't meant for everybody, brother. You have to put your faith in Allah. That's all you have is Allah, man. That's all gonna get you through this thing. Right. They got the guns, and all, you know, and they have the guns. They have the force, the power. But our force and power is Allah. As long as you're right, Allah is with you. When you're wrong, you all alone. You have to be right. That's what I'm saying, brother. Brothers have to get their personal lives together and get closer to God, because that's what's going to protect you and guide you and get you through the dangerous periods of your life. You know, some brothers quit. They couldn't handle them, but they got scared because their faith wasn't strong enough, man. If you ain't prepared to die for this, you shouldn't be a part of it, man. We shouldn't be in your, you should go somewhere else. This ain't for you, man. It's all about what you believe, you know, what you're willing to die for, what you're willing to fight for, what you want to give. You know, if you ain't just ain't what you're about, then it ain't for everybody, but only a sort of select few can make it through this thing.
Yes, sir.
You look for a reason to quit, and you say, "Oh man, forget this. I got tired of this. I'm gonna do something else." Ain't nothing out there for you, brother. You go if Allah wants you here, you coming back, no matter what you say, how you feel, what you think, whatever issue you're going through. This is all we got. So I think Allah to go through that situation with the devil to find out what was inside of me. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Find out if I believe or not. You know, I saw two brothers took off running. They got scared.
Mm.
You know, so I think Allah, brother. You know what I mean? That we have to go through that. I think every empire going to eventually go through that. If they in the nation long enough, that you're going to have to face the devil, your own personal devils. And that white devil.
All praises to Allah. Yes, sir. Okay. What about the Million Man March, Brother Moses? What was the climate like leading up to that, and how did it personally impact you?
It was, brother. It was like you died and went to heaven, brother. You know what I mean? If you knew what heaven was, I don't know what heaven was. Never experienced heaven because I never been there, but that was heaven. The energies, the power, the magnificence of the minister. You know, you just motivated, but you had to be there, man. You just couldn't miss out. People are telling me that I shouldn't go because it's danger there. I might die. I said, but if I'm gonna die, let it be at the Million Man March. I don't want to die nowhere else. I want to be with my brothers. We're gonna die together. You know what I mean? So I was so happy when the Million Man's come. When I went there, brother, it was most peaceful. You could feel the presence of Allah in the people. The energy was high. Wasn't no arguing, wasn't no fighting, wasn't no brothers acting a fool. Everybody was quiet. Everybody was in love with each other, man. There wasn't no anxiety, just total peace. It's like I said, it's a look into the hereafter when the black man takes power. That's how we're gonna be. Total peace and love and brotherhood. So, you know, I tell you, man, that was the best experience of my life going to the Million Man March. I can't think of nothing better.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. And Brother Farrakhan Muhammad said, all praises to Allah is his father. Okay, yes, sir. My next question for you, sir, is what has been your greatest trial in life and how have you overcome that trial?
You know, sometimes, brother, you deal with the nation, you deal with negativity, you deal with jealousy and envy and people that you think that love you, turn on you, call you names, hypocrite, and this and that, and agent, and all kind of negative things. And, you know, sometimes, you know, it can make you bitter. It can make you angry. And you say, man, I come in, I give my all, and I sacrifice, and I work hard, and people are mad at me or angry at me. But that was my trial, you know what I mean? Overcoming the hatred sometimes, you know, the jealousy, the bitterness, the anxiety of people sometimes. I mean, sometimes brothers, we kind of clash sometimes, you know, personalities can't get along. We can't work together. We can't sell our differences. And it can get hostile, but you got to overcome that. That's your brother, man. You know what I mean? You know, he might have things about me that he don't like, but I got to overcome that. And I can't let that drive me out the nation and decide to quit because of the internal hostility sometimes. You got to overcome that. That's part of your growth and development, but it shouldn't make you bitter toward anybody or toward the nation, you know, or toward the minister. That's your trial, it's your test. So I think Allah for that, you know what I mean? It teaches you understanding and message that take much. So you have to do a lot from our people sometimes, man. You know, for inside the mosque and outside the mosque. You know, like I said, you're gonna get attacked inside and outside, but I got to be able to stay focused on the mission to deliver the 17 million to the Lamb of God. That is a focus. Everything else is secondary, man. My little feelings getting hurt or somebody cussing me out and call me a bunch of names, it's insignificant. It's just like water off a duck's back. You gotta focus, hey, I'm here to to deliver my people. And nothing else matters. You know, that's what hardest part sometimes, man, is the hatred. Sometimes you get hatred from the people that you think they should love you. I think every Black brother in the nation went through that at least once in their career.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Okay, Brother Moses, what has been your greatest joy in life?
Oh, brother, my greatest joy in life is being in the nation, brother, and being amongst my brothers, you know what I mean? And watching young people grow and develop. I mean, I'm looking at young people, I'm thinking, man, you so much more far advanced than we were, brother. You know what I mean? You got this technology. You have a sense of a Black nation, you know what I mean? So, you know, in the sense of you love who you are, you know what I mean? It was hard in back in the early 80s. They had the dreadlocks, you know, and I dreadlock had the perms and the weaves, and everybody had to want to dye their skin white and wear blue contact lenses and want to be a little fake white people, you know what I mean? So it's hard to overcome that. But I look at young people and they embrace their Blackness. They embrace who they are. That's a beautiful thing, man, to watch us grow and develop into who we're supposed to be. To love Black, you know what I mean? I always love Black. I always love my people, man. I mean, I always love Black people. I can't imagine being nothing else but Black. And I, you know, and if for you to want to be white, that's strange to me. Why would you want to be something you are? You learn to love yourself, man.
Yes, sir.
That's why my greatest joy is watching young Black people love themselves, embrace who they are. Now, then you can see a nation being evolving now. You can see the mindset. We want to separate and have our own nation and rule ourselves. And that's what I said. Every Black man and Black woman, that should be what you should want for your children. Not to be up under some white man looking for a job, having to bow down to him in his world. Don't you want to be free and independent and rule your own self and your own babies, your own land?
Go ahead and teach.
That's what I see. I see in the young people now. They have that vision, man. That vision will not go away. It's getting stronger and more manifest. You see it in them every day. So that's my greatest joy, man. It's the youth. I see hope. I might not be here, but I see hope in my young people, man.
All praises to Allah. Thank you, sir. And Brother Moses, on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, we want to thank you for your sacrifice and the sacrifices of your family, sir. We thank Allah for you holding it down to help establish Islam here in North America. We stand on your shoulders and we're grateful. Sister Captain Brenda says, Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak. And thanks everyone who's showing love all across the country. We have a few more questions for you, Brother Moses, but we have a quick 60-second commercial break. For all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast this during the month of Ramadan, I want to make sure that we thank each sponsor, the anonymous people that we get love from on YouTube. We are grateful for everybody who just shows love, like, shares, and subscribe. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book. And her new Spanish release, ABC I Love Me, is available on Amazon. Please go get those books. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country and right here in the studio in Atlanta, Georgia. Raw Communications, if you're working on a book and you need copy editing, project management, content development, or media relations, please reach out to Raw Communications. Fashion Guides, Urban Streetwear for men and boys, 314-329-6009. He'll keep you dressed in the best of fashion. Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad out of Austin, Texas, conflict mediation, squashing the beef throughout the Southwest region. He does a phenomenal job. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad, Children of the Most High, Giving Birth to a God and the Science of Child Rearing. Please get her book. Sister Sherry Muhammad, AsiaticMinds.com. She teaches STEM virtually young kings and queens all across the country. AsiaticMinds.com. Please sign up. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you anywhere in the nation. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Right back to our brother Moses Muhammad. And thank you all for every like, share, subscription, and donation. Okay, Brother Moses, what advice would you give to future fathers?
Brother, I think you need to spend more time with your children. You can't use it as an excuse for our pushing program and your family come first. The nation was built on family. If your family is not strong, the nation is not strong. So you have to connect with your family and get them involved in the program. You know what I mean? Take them out with your son and final call sometime. You know what I mean? Go out walking with them and talking to them. Like brother said, listen to them. Find out what, don't teach them all the time. Listen to what they got to say and how they think and how they feel and ask them questions, you know, so you can find out the direction he want to go with his life. You can't make him be an FOI. You can't make him be her be an MGT. You have to be a good example for them. And they have to decide on their own whether they want to be an MGT or FOI or not. So you have to really spend a lot of valuable time with your children, you know what I mean? Because first they're gonna say when they get older, my dad wasn't around. I didn't see my father. My father didn't care about me. So then he out in the world with the gangster family, you know what I mean? And you wonder why. You know, I see so many children, man, they leave the nation and they have no desire to come in because the nation wasn't fun for them. They didn't have a good time. It was like coming to Mosque, sitting down, listen to a lecture and go home. That's all it is. You're killing them, man. You are murdering your children by doing that. You have to make the mosque fun for them. So there's a happy place where the family embrace them, not just you, the whole mosque just embrace the children and make it like a family. You know, if we do that, then we can save our babies, man. If not, they're gonna be right back, which I see in my own eyes, they right back out in the world. And we've lost another generation of potential Muslims because they said, man, Islam is a drag. That's my father's thing. That ain't me. I ain't down for that, you know, but because you whether go out and do something other than spend time with your children, you know, explain to them what you're trying to do, you know, get into their minds that this is what Allah wants us to do. Make it their mission too, not just your mission, make it their mission. Like I said, the main thing is be who you say you are. You can't talk one thing, act one way at the mosque and be another way at home. No, you messing with their minds. They'll lose respect for you, man. You know, they look at you as a hypocrite. You know, this guy saying one thing from the rostrum or at the mosque, and I go home and he's doing totally different. No, you got to be exactly what you say you are. If you got a weakness, hide it from your children. Don't let them see you smoking cigarettes or getting high, smoking weed. Can't do that, brother. So I think that if we just be the example we're supposed to be and be right by Allah, our children will want to be a part of what we are a part of. If not, they back out in the world. So that's my opinion. Just be a good father, be a good mother. You know, love your children, man. You know, like my daughter is in the nation right now, and I love her for it. I didn't try to force her to be a Muslim. She just decided on her own to be a Muslim. You know, now my son has started to come around to be in Islam. You know, so, but you can't force him. You know, you can't make a child. He has to decide on his own. This is what I want to do with my life. You know, you can't rule that. That's your life. Let him rule his life or her life. That's my opinion on that. That's
beautiful. Excellent teaching, sir. And people are showing you love, saying amen and all praise due to Allah. Thank everyone who's watching. Brother Musa Young says that, and Sister Rachel says amen. And thank everybody who's watching. Okay, what about being a grandfather? How did that change you?
Oh, brother, it definitely changed you, brother, because you realize now your legacy is through you live forever through your children. So I can see some of my spirit of my granddaughter, you know what I mean, my grandsons. You know, I see myself going through the hereafter through them. I might not make it through the hereafter, but they'll be there. So as long as they're there, I'll be there. So it's a beautiful experience, man. You see the generations moving on, you know what I mean? And you're getting older, but you see that as long as they got Islam in them, you're gonna live forever. You know what I mean? So I think it's a blessing to have grandchildren, man. But keep them close to Islam, you know what I mean? Like I said, try to do everything you can to keep them in the mosque, you know, and make the mosque a place where every child is looking forward to go. You ain't gotta force them to go, they wanna go. You know, that's what I think, you know, so I think that, and then you got 3 or 4 generations of Muslims. That's how it starts, man.
Beautiful, yes, sir. Well, Brother Moses, what type of music do you like to listen to?
Oh, but I listen to I like rap, but I like the old school rap, you know what I mean?
Okay,
And I
okay.
just learned recently, I learned to appreciate it. I didn't understand it at first because it was different, but as I got into it, I saw how the brothers was thinking and the mindset of the older brothers, how they were trying to wake the people up. You know, and I like R&B because of the soul and the energy it gives you and the spirit it gives you, you know what I mean? And because, you know, we are musical people. Without
Yes,
music,
sir.
we couldn't exist. We couldn't be who we are without music, man. Music defines who we are. If it's good or it's bad. You know what I mean? You should listen to anything that's negative. You should not let it get in your mind. If it's positive, feed on that. So if that music is negative or is condescending, is putting women down, you should listen to that, man. That's like poison to your mind. That will kill your spirit, kill your connection with Allah, kill who you are. So I think music is a beautiful thing, man. As long as it's positive, it's uplifting, you know, it creates brotherhood and friendship, and all that, you know, that violence now. But that ain't what it's all about, man.
Yes, sir. Excellent. And Sister Audra Muhammad says, Alhamdulillah, people showing you love all across the country. Brother Moses. Yes, sir. I have 2 more questions for you. My next thing, outside of listening to music, what do you do for fun?
Oh, brother, like I said, brother, I like to read.
Okay.
Study. I like to work out, you know, stay in shape, physically in shape. I don't want to get, because if your body is weak and your mind is strong, it's not good. Your mind and your body has to be as one.
Yes,
strong body, strong mind. So you got to stay physically in shape, work out. You know what I mean? Don't let yourself get fat, overweight. I mean, because you're the world of you are in a brutal environment. And if they see weakness in you, they're going to pounce on you. That's just a natural order of things, man. So you got to stay strong mentally and stay strong physically, because you're constantly being attacked all the time. Psychological warfare, physical warfare is always there. So you never know when you have to throw down. You know what I mean? You don't want to throw down, but you never know. You can't assume that it will happen. So when it happens, you're ready for it. You're not like, what should I do next? What should I say? How should I react? Well, you know, what should I, you know, no, you already got a mind. Your mind's already prepared for this. And that's one thing I think a lot of brothers do. They get older, they get soft. They're just physically soft, mentally soft, man. They get complacent, they get lackadaisical. They lose their killer instinct, the fight in them. So, and then the world, they see that, they're gonna crush you, man. You can't blame them. Those are predators out there, man. And they prey on the weak. Don't be weak. You know what I mean? Don't be a sacrificial lamb. Nigga go after the old man. He's weak and he's soft and he's barely walked. Let me attack him. That's just why put yourself in that situation? Weakness invites attack. So don't be strong, man, because you're fighting psychological warfare where people are attacking your mind with a bunch of madness all the time, trying to slowly break you down, make you weak, make you vulnerable, and you got to fight it off, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, like maybe I need to go smoke me a joint or get high or chase this woman. It's a constant battle all the time. The TV attacking you, your family attacking you, Negroes attacking you, constantly getting attacked. But you got to fight it off, man. It's a war. So, you know, and if your body is weak and your mind is strong, you won't survive, man. Both have to be strong, mind and body. You know what I mean? And stay close to Islam, man. You know, if you're gonna read something, read Islam. If you're gonna study warfare. So that way, when war, because you at war, when war happens, you are prepared to deal with it on all levels, spiritually, emotionally, you know, physically. You know, we in a time of war right now, so we need warriors. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, so that's what we need, brother. You know what I mean? We in a spiritual warfare right now, so we need to be strong, man, in order to survive this thing. Because if you're weak, you won't make it. You just might as well just kiss it goodbye.
Yes, sir.
So right now it's time to get strong, man. Whether you believe strong in your faith, has to be strong. Overcome this.
Allahu Akbar. Yes, sir.
This is not for the weak or the faint of heart. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep going like that.
Oh no, man, go ahead, Brother Moses. We're here with you. Yes, sir. You teaching strong and hard, and people saying that's right. Okay, our last question for you, Brother Moses, is what would you like your legacy to be?
Oh, but I want to know that Brother Moses did the best he could. Brother Moses wasn't perfect, and Brother Moses had faults, but he did the best he could for our people while he was alive. You know, I want that's what I want to be left on my gravestone, be put into my legacy, that I was here, I sacrificed, I gave the best I could. You know, that's basically I want to be left of that. That I worked hard in Islam while I was here. You know, I didn't lay down and play dead. I went to work. I had some issues, but I went to work, man. I want to be known as a worker in Islam. That's what I want to be known, a worker. Not nobody to just lay down and play dead. No, I want to know as a worker. He worked, you know. So that's basically what I want as a worker, a brother that did the best he could, gave what he could, sacrificed what he could for Islam. You know, that's what I want to be known as, bro. And I hope that inspire the next generation that you work harder and be better than I am. You know, each generation should get better. You know what I mean? We had problems. You should make the same mistakes that we made. You should learn from our mistakes and move on and build from there. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's why I think that I appreciate this, because I've been wanting to have a chance to talk to people and tell them how I feel about the nation, about the believers, about, you know, that we have to come together and sell up whatever difference we got. It's time to settle it now, man. Don't hold grudges. Go to your brother and talk and communicate. War starts when communication fails. You have to communicate with our people, man. You know, we got problems. That's just part of life. But we got to settle it, because we got to save 17 million of our people. We got to go out and save. We got to save them, and we can't save them if we disunited. If we're not working together, we hate each other, we don't want to get along, we can't save ourselves. You know, we open disunity invites murder. We don't want that, man. People got to die for us to come together. I don't want to come together based on death. I want to come together because it's the right thing to do for the next generation. I'm sorry. That's why I feel. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir, Moses.
I think we need to have better communication in the Nation of Islam with the brotherhood. You know what I mean? If we strong as a brotherhood, the nation is strong. If we weak as a brotherhood, the nation's gonna be weak. It's built on FYI. We're the foundation, man. So we have to be unified, you know, and together and think as one. Now, we can't have the individual stuff. You do your thing. No, it ain't work. We ain't white people, man. Rugged individualism will get you killed, man. I will do my thing over here. You will do the thing over there. No, we come together and do it as a group. You know?
Yes, sir.
Our unity is more powerful than nuclear bombs. We got to unite, man. I mean, it can't be just talking it. We got to truly have it in our heart, in our minds, in our soul. Unity should be our number one goal, is unite and build. Because if you're not united, whatever you build is not gonna last.
That's
if
right.
You're not moral, if you're not righteous, whatever you build will not last. It's like building on sand. It ain't going nowhere.
Yes, sir.
For a minute, and just fade away. We don't want that, but we want permanent success.
That's right.
So that's basically what I'm saying, brother. It's unity. That's what we need to focus on, brother. In my opinion, you know, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think unity is number one, brother.
All praises to Allah, bro. Moses, Sister Audra, showing you love. Some people are saying that's right, alhamdulillah. They bear witness and teach. And I can't wait to put this on YouTube this evening so that people all around the country can hear your great testimony, Brother Moses. Once again, I want to thank you for your sacrifice, your family. They are, you know, your daughter always shows love in the comments. Your Sister Rachel always shows love in the comments. Everybody who always watch, and I've learned so much, Brother Moses. Inshallah, I look forward to meeting you one day in person. Yes, sir. And thank everybody who's watching. Thank you for your sacrifice again. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Thank you, sir. Salam, sir. May Allah bless you.
Yes, sir. Same to you, sir.
Yes, sir.